Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance. No contribution with this video. This is what I said I was going to do yesterday, is the wrap-up to the therapist story, or the deal with Aaron's therapist and what I went through with this guy back in 2015. And, you know, I guess these are the things you don't take into account. You're not going to know about until the person dies. You just go back and you just start researching stuff, and then going back and rereading Drunkie's texts and seeing the Mr. Williams thing. Even though I had made continued references to him in that therapy situation throughout, I forgot how bad it really was. I forgot. Like, it's almost like you feel like you're constantly whining. Like, how could everybody be this set against you? How could it be? But it is. I mean, these people all feed off each other. Predators feeding off of predators. And that's what this guy Eric Williams was a predator. And I first had contact with him, like I said, back in 2012, July of 2012. I remember because that's when I had lost my job with IKEA. And that's when I was told Erin has this new therapist, Eric Williams, and he was her baseball coach, and Erin liked him so much, and she has all these problems with anxiety. And I'm like, wait, how could he be your therapist and her baseball coach? So I don't remember how I had obtained his number at that point, but I didn't. Maybe my ex-wife had given it to me. Maybe I looked it up. I may have just looked it up. I don't remember. But I had spoken with him at the very beginning, and I couldn't get a straight story out of him of who he was, what connection he had to the softball team, whether or not he was a social worker or a doctor or not. I had no idea. And he was giving me these vague answers, these runaround scenario, and I hadn't lost contact with Erin yet. It was now that this is when it all happened. It's him. This is when the fight happened. Holy Jesus, God. Right after this guy, I never even made this fucking connection. That's when it happened. That's when the whole thing went down with Erin getting in my face about presents. And that's when Charlene grabbed the phone and told her there is no Santa Claus because she was going to be 10. And I was paying nearly $700 in child support at that time. And my whole contention when moving down here, because I'd only been down here about just under 2 years at that point, or a year and a half at that point, was I wanted Erin to come down here so we could celebrate holidays and birthdays. Like, not everyone, but Christmases. And then, I didn't want to have to be sending gifts up through the mail and in per, This is when Erin came at me loaded for bear, after she started seeing this guy. I didn't make the connection until this fucking moment. Not that my ex-wife absolutely has everything to do with it. She just kept shopping therapists until she found the right one. So, after the relationship at that point deteriorating from July 2012 till April 23rd of 2015, actually a couple days before that, I was trying to get back a hold of him again. I had it. I needed to get a hold of my daughter. I was only talking to her maybe twice, 2, 3, 4 times in the year. A year. Maybe I had contact with her 10 times since that whole incident. I reached back out and I got him on the phone. He's like, yeah, I remember you, yada, yada. And I told him about my channel and what was going on and this. And he's like, yeah, I just got to check with your ex-wife. It's okay. I'm like, listen, I have a right to know what's going on with my daughter legally. I have a right to know what treatment she's going through. I'm being told the whole reason she's seeing you is because of my parent, is because of me. I'm the reason. And he stopped me at that point. He's like, no, it's not you. It's not you. You come up and you're not the main issue. It's her other relationships with her friends and her grandparents, specifically my mother and father. I'm realizing this was his almost love bombing, reeling me in, trying to hook me. And I read you the text messages, but I want to show you the text. I said I would show you the text messages. So everybody knows I'm not bullshitting, where I'm coming from, and what I've been through with these people and my daughter and the attempts I've gone through to try to have any type of normal relationship with my kid. So the first message was April 23rd, 2015. Okay, a couple days after I talked to him. Hi, Eric. I'd like to follow up with you when you have the time about where we go from here. I appreciate your efforts with Aaron and would like to be a part of the solution. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. My real name. Hear nothing from him for 4 days. April 27th, 2015. Another text message. Good morning, Eric. I would still like to talk to you about Aaron and where we go from here. I am completely in the dark. Please call me back at your earliest convenience so we can speak. Thank you again. He texts me back the next day, 26 hours later, April 28th, 2015. Hello, Matt. I'm unable to speak with you right now as I'm occupied for the afternoon. Yeah, I know why. Because that's when school's in session. And I'm going to have to thank somebody who did some real stuff I already knew about it. I'm going to wrap it up at the end, but some other stuff that was confirmed. I did not see Aaron and Carrie last week, so I have not had the opportunity to process our talk with them. I don't know what needed to be processed. I mean, you heard the call. He heard the call from my mother. I gave him the audio. This is before the mortgage thing. He heard my mother, so he still needed to process it at this point. Once I've spoken to them, if I have permission to have consultations with you, we would need to schedule it formally. And I missed it, what he was saying with consultations with me. Like, it's real fancy wording, like he's setting it up. And I missed it. I didn't want consultations with you. I'm not your patient. I wanted to know what was going on with my kid. There is a format for that, which includes compensating me for the session time. This is where it came. We would have to discuss how much time you would like to book. Then payment would need to be made in advance. This is provided that I have clearance to discuss Aaron's treatment with you. This is a delicate matter and need to proceed appropriately. I will be in touch with you on Thursday. Eric. So, at the time, I completely missed the part about the compensation. I didn't understand what he was. What I missed it for whatever reason at the time. Thursday rolls around, no call. Hi, Eric. Are you still planning on calling me? And shoot him another text 3 hours later. Hello, Matt. After meeting with Carrie and Aaron, I am able to speak with you. I can speak with you next Wednesday. I will be available from 4 to 4:30, half hour. My fee for the consultation is $150. I mean, to find out what's going on with my own child. $150 for a half hour. I forgot I forgot the number. And at this point, I don't even know what he is. I still don't even know who he is, what he's doing with my child. And you're going to find out how bad this really is. Because I'll just get into it now. Not only, okay, was he collecting, because he was charging my ex-wife's insurance. Okay, so it should all have been a part of that anyway, of what was going on. So if you needed to charge something, charge her. But no, he was looking to bring in more consultation, more money. $150 for a half hour to tell me what I legally have the right to know. So not only is he charging my wife's insurance company, okay? Not only that, he's seeing her during school hours because he's a social worker for the high school and softball coach, which was discovered by, Debbie, which I gotta appreciate Debbie for doing this for me, and I knew a lot of this already. Hopefully you already know this. It turns out in 2011, Eric K. Williams, MSW, Master's Degree in Social Work, was apparently working as a school social worker, softball coach at your daughter's school. MSW degree is the first of many that you need in becoming a licensed therapist. So he was basically a therapy student. So let's just brass tacks it. He was a therapy student playing doctor in a school, as a social school, getting paid as a school social worker. Seeing my daughter on the side charging my ex-wife's insurance, and now wants to charge me $150 just to find out what's going on with my own child. This is why he would never tell me if he was a doctor or not, what he was, how he met my daughter, what his relation was to the softball team. This is why. And I already know this. I already know he's a doctor now, and I knew he wasn't a doctor in 2012 when this all began. He didn't become the other bullshit titles until 2013 and 2015. Rutgers University, doctorate in social work. Year graduated 2015. Degree, New Jersey Institute for Training in Psychoanalysis and Psychoanalyst. Year graduated 2013. So, what this means is when he originally started seeing Aaron, he was none of these. He wasn't even a doctor until after these text exchanges, because he didn't graduate. This happened in April of 2015. The 2015 graduations don't start till June. So he hadn't even finished his doctorate technically yet. Yet I'm sure he's collecting taxpayer money out of the school system. He's charging my ex-wife's Cadillac plan, health insurance plan, as a public school teacher as well. And now he wants $150 from the alienated father, who he's already heard what the father grew up with in that phone call from Narcissistic Mother phone call. Now he wants $150 to give me what he legally is supposed to give me. Please let me know if you would like to proceed, and I will forward you my mailing address. Also, Aaron has agreed to speak with you by phone from my office for a future session. We would like to prearrange that. I will wait to hear back to you. Hi, Eric. I would suggest you listen to your voicemail. I tore into him on the voicemail. Don't you ever. I don't want you seeing my daughter. You're just trying to charge my wife's insurance plan. You're unethical, and I'm going to the ethics board. That's what I told him. This is what he sends me at 10:13 at night. 10:13, I'm waiting for a phone call from this guy for over a week. This is your doctor. This is your doctor who left me hanging out there for years, really, since 2012. Hi, Eric. I would suggest you listen to your voicemail. Please cease your communications with me. I'm blocking this number. That's by 10:30 on the 30th. Make another video calling him out. The next morning, I thought he was blocking the... I guess he unblocked me because May 1st, 2015, 7:30 a.m. Your recent YouTube video violates HIPAA federal privacy laws. Well, Eric, you weren't even a doctor at the time, so I don't even know if you were violating HIPAA laws. Because I sure wasn't, because I'm not a doctor. I can't violate fucking HIPAA laws. Only a doctor can. Stupid. This is the narcissist in action. This is the sociopath in action. Okay? Your comments are also slanderous and defaming. No, they're not. Prove it. Go ahead and sue me. Then go ahead and sue me. My lawyer has viewed it, and I am pursuing immediate legal action. And again, the point I made is you who kept me waiting for 3 years and strung me along, would only shoot me text messages at 10:15, are telling me by the time I posted that video was after midnight that you got a hold of your lawyer. He viewed the goddamn video and told you, yeah, we're going to sue him. It's the same pattern of behavior my mother displayed when she was caught with the loan modification. It's the same pattern of behavior. Sociopathic, probably a male. He's probably a male borderline if I had to venture a guess. Just answered him back. Good luck with the ethics board. I was in the process of helping to facilitate communication between you and Erin. I was working to help you. Why would you do this? Well, gee, why wouldn't you have asked me that last night? The night before you blocked me? Mr. Professional Social Worker, Doctor, okay? You never dealt with an upset client before? Client, parent, father, in this type of situation? Really? Really? Even if you, let's just say hypothetically, you could explain all this, how it's all, why would you be like, hey, listen, I know it sounds extreme. I understand where you're coming from. I understand the position you're in. You don't trust. No. Your first thing was, no, run away. Just like the sociopath, just like every sociopath does. And now that she's backed up in the corner, now he's trying to help me. It's the same pattern of behavior as my mother. What do you even want the house for anyway? You don't need it. What do you want it? It's gonna come back. We were just trying. They all act the same, whether it's in your personal life or professional life or therapist. If you're a sociopath, they're a sociopath. If they're in the cluster B spectrum, this is what they do. Caught. The other point I made is any lawyer, any civil lawyer, even criminal lawyer, what's the first thing they tell your client? Keep your fucking mouth shut. You don't talk. Let me do the talking. They don't tell you, yeah, get on your text message and text message them and tell them we're going to sue them. This is your professional doctor, everybody. This is who people are entrusting with their mental health. This sociopath. These are your own words, and these are his own words, his own text. You're seeing it as how it happened. Let him sue me. Sue me for what? Showing what you sent me? Sorry. You can't sue for that. No lawyer would try it. And this is where I unload on him. Why would you charge me $150 to find out what's going on with my own child? I've been begging you for help only to fall on deaf ears. You were her baseball coach. Inappropriate. And I'll ask you again, Eric, are you a doctor or are you a social worker? I'm not a doctor, so how could I violate HIPAA laws? Nice try with your bluff. I've been through it. Nothing I said is untrue. You know it. And you know it, everyone involved knows it. You want to do what's best for Erin, then include her father into her life and stop the charade. And a text message at 10:15 from the supposed doctor or social worker or whatever you are is inappropriate on all levels. And that was the end of my dealings with Eric Williams, Dr. Eric Williams now. And then through my own research, I found out not only was he the softball coach, I didn't know he was the assigned social worker for the school, but he lived there. He lived across the street from the school, and not 200 yards from the front of my house, I could stand on my front lawn in New Jersey and drive a golf ball to his backyard without a problem. No children in the school, no nothing. And these are people telling me, and this is one of my subs, Debbie, telling me that she goes to somebody who's a pediatric psychiatrist for over 30 years and charges $400 an hour. She's a licensed medical doctor with degrees from USC Medical Center, UC Irvine Medical. She testifies in criminal cases throughout California, referred to by the head of neurology at CHOC. Like, guy's a fraud. The guy's a fraud. But the problem is, you know, I downloaded the ethics form. I sent it in. You don't hear anything back. So who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Couple months later, Charlene lost her job. Things started getting bad. Then we found out about the mortgage, and then that's things fall to the wayside. You got to try to survive. But that's the story of her corrupt therapist. The patterns of behavior, the gaslighting are all the same, whether it's my mother getting caught or the therapist getting caught. Okay, this is a therapist? You've never dealt with an upset father? Yeah, I called. I left a nasty voicemail. But I didn't threaten you. I didn't threaten you with violence. I didn't threaten you physically. I told you to stop seeing my daughter. I told you I thought you were scamming my ex-wife. This was all about the insurance, and you're just trying to make as much money as possible. Now, if you can't handle that from a guy who had been alienated from his daughter, okay, going on 3 years, okay, I don't know how you got you shouldn't be licensed to do it. He shouldn't be licensed to do anything. He went from asking me for $150 for a half hour of his time to tell me what was going on with my child, to blocking me, to threatening to sue me, to then going to I was trying to help you, all within an 8-hour span. Think about that. Think about that. That's the guy you want. That's the guy you want treating you for your health. That's the guy you want around your children. A guy making a taxpayer salary, obviously, to be a social worker and a coach. Then making whatever he was charging my ex-wife's insurance to see Aaron outside of school. I don't know how that's fucking legal. How could the school social worker then be... Doesn't matter if you were going to school to become for your doctorate. You weren't a doctor when you were doing any of this. And that's why you were so vague about it. Death has some funny consequences. Processing death has some funny consequences. Makes you go back and revisit things and relive. And in this day and age, in the day of text messaging and emails and YouTube, and now it lives on forever. And this is going to live on forever. I still have no guilt over anything. None. As I shouldn't. I'm not sad. I'm not hurt. I'm just like numb. Like, it still hasn't sunk in that she's dead. Like, she's dead. She's dead. She's dead. She's dead. It's got Charlene more fucked up than I am. I'm not fucked up at all. Like I'm just like, damn, I can't believe she's really dead. I never have to hear that voice. I'll never have to have her scream at me. Never have to look at that again. But it's made Charlene even angrier. It's just got her. So. I'm numb. I'm just numb. I'm 45 years old, and I'm seeing everything that these people have put me through and who's put me through it, and I'm numb. I didn't want to be at the funeral. I wouldn't have gone to the funeral. I wouldn't. But the fact that I'm the one made out to be the bad, I mean, and that's just it with victim of narcissistic abuse, that it's still always gonna get you on some level that you're made out to be the bad guy, no matter how much evidence you have, no matter what evidence you have in writing or text message or video, it doesn't matter. That's when, and that's why I have such little hope for Erin at this point. Because I think she's just probably ruined. How could she not be with all this? How could she not be? So, I want to thank everybody for all the support. And, those even giving condolences, though they're completely unnecessary. I understand where you're all coming from. So, thank you. I appreciate it. Really, though, I mean, what's important is supporting the channel, keeping it going, making sure we're strong, and we keep pumping these videos out and getting stories in and making sure I can keep this thing expanded and growing, supported, and successful. Because this channel survives, again, 100% on contributions from all of you guys. Without you, this is done. This is done. I'll say this, Eric, because I know you're probably going to come back to my channel now because somebody got some new good. I can see you got some new Google reviews. I'll say this, Eric, you did this to yourself. And I'll tell you this, Eric, I have helped more people in the couple years I've been doing this on YouTube than you could ever in probably 10 lifetimes. And that's thanks to everybody who's a part of this. So thank you. So guys, with that being said, thank you for your support. Thank you for everything you do. If you want your story on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.